Hey everybody, welcome to Start a List with Carol and Stacy. I'm Stacy,
And I'm Carol.
and we're so excited to be here today.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in. We want to give a shout out. We got some fan mail this week from Lori Sharp. Thank you, Lori.
Woo! Hey Lori, we used to work with her. She's a former.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, you guys, you can go to our website on Buzzsprout, and I think it's linked. I'll have to check and see if it's linked anywhere. But if you go to Buzzsprout, we have a website, and I know it's linked on YouTube, and you can leave us fan mail there.
Yes, I was so excited. I was like, Lori. So thank you. Yeah, that was fun.
Leave us a
She said-
comment and you'll get a shout out.
She suggested we do synchronized swimming and videotape it. And I thought, oh, Lord, that would look like a couple of, I'm not really sure if I can finish that sentence. So, yeah.
Well, she must have been listening to the one where we were talking about me turning 55 and us joining the,
yeah.
me saying I was going to join and go to the pool and this and that. So,
Yeah.
I've never tried synchronized swimming. That's funny.
It would be fun to film it, though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
Well,
how have you
did you
been,
have
Miss
a-
Carol?
I've been good. I'm checking stuff off my list each day. I'm still cleaning out, still going through stuff, but I guess I'll be doing that the rest of my life.
Yeah. I did a little bit of that.
That's good. It feels good, but yep, still helping Dad. He's about to get a new roof, and so yeah.
I felt discombobulated this week. I don't know if it was the holiday, the long weekend. Perry was off last Friday because we had to go to my nephew's graduation, and then we had he was off Monday, and then he was off Tuesday, and so the whole week felt wackadoodle for me. And then I had gone and worked out a couple times last week, and I felt great. And then I didn't get to it this week, so
Woohoo!
I'm going to do that as soon as we get done.
That's
Filming this
wonderful.
today. Well, I mean, it's nothing too exciting, but something's better than
Hey,
nothing, I guess.
it
So,
is. You're at least you're doing something. That's
that's
right.
right.
You don't want to go crazy and go over the top, do you?
No, I don't think there's much too much chance of that. But I go over there, and it's the community, Jimmy Floyd, whatever, and there's a lot of older people in there working out. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm like, you should be ashamed of yourself. They're just getting it. And
Yep.
I'm like, I got to get on the grind, man. These people are showing me out.
Deep knee bends, and I'm like, I can't get up out of this chair.
It's funny you said that. My left knee has been hurting this week. I don't know if I've like tweaked it. I haven't done anything. If I pulled something, I don't know. So I'm like, of course, old people,
Gracious.
aches and pains.
Oh, well, our topic this week, listeners, is called You Can't Top That. So it's
We're going to start a
basically-
list about you can't
Yeah.
top that.
yeah, we actually did start a list about all the over the topness in the world.
You sent me a
and
text the other day.
I sent her a text, and I'm like, I said, number one, I did the whole the thing we do, the list
Mhm.
making. And I said, and she said, where are you? Because I told her what happened, and I told her, and she said, oh goodness. But I had taken Dad out to lunch. He wanted some whatever, fish and chips. And so we went to eat, and it was really delicious. And our waitress was just as nice as she could be, super bubbly, very animated, but just a sweet young girl. And but I could tell she kind of maybe she wasn't from Nashville. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And I couldn't tell where she was from. And of course, my dad was like, "Where are you from?" And she told us. But she was delightful. But by the end of the meal, I had all I could take. She was very accommodating. But at one point, she kept curtsying. She would curtsy, but she would ask us a question, can I get you something else? And we'd say, yeah, we'll take some extra tartar sauce or whatever it was. And she would curtsy and leave the table and go get it, that's fine. But I'm
I
like,
mean, it's
oh,
interesting.
it's interesting. And Dad said, why do you think she's bowing or curtsying? I said, I don't know. I said, I'm certainly not going to ask, because I knew he was going to ask, but he didn't. And then at one point, she says, everything tastes good. And we were like, yes, it's delicious. And she did the millennial hand heart sign. And dad looked so confused. He had no clue what that meant. And he said, what was that? And I said, oh, it means I love you, or thank you, or whatever. Heart you, thank you. It's like a sign of appreciation. And then the next time she came through, and I said, you know what? We're going to take a piece of that apple pie to go. And she said, okie dokie pokey. And we just,
That's my favorite right there. I'm putting that in my vocabulary, FYI.
okay, well, I'm gonna use it as well.
I'm gonna start saying okie dokie pokey.
I was just a little taken back, and Dad said, she's very, very friendly. I said, I know, but anyway, it was over the top. It was great. It was great until it became like it was time to go.
Obnoxious, yeah. Well, that is, you can't top that. You had the tippity top curtsying,
I did.
I heart you waitress.
I sure
I wonder if
did.
that gets her good tips. Maybe it's like a whole thing she does.
I don't know. We left her a big tip. She was very good at her job. It was just, I just didn't know whether to bow back or to do a
thank you, madam.
high five or what.
Harder back. You should have been like,
and then I almost like did my dimples, like twisted my fingers like cheese or something.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it was fine.
Well, we got to talking about, Carol said about the how do you top that thing, because I had gone to a high school graduation, and I've been to a couple in the past 3 years because, my niece and then Lewis graduated, and now my nephew has graduated from high school. And I called Carol and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, you go, everybody's excited. Their kid is graduating high school. And I know for some families, it's probably been quite the journey or the struggle, or maybe
it is. It's a huge
they might even be the first person in their family to graduate high school. So I'm all for celebrating your student, your child, whatever. But
right.
I'm easily overstimulated by loud noises. Like I told her the other day, I said, I think I'm going to get some noise canceling headphones and start wearing them out in public. And because I just get overly stimulated and my nervous system reacts poorly.
That's because you're a senior.
Yeah, well, and so I just don't handle things like that well. And so we get in there, and there's a family in a few rows in front of us, and the kids are walking out, and all of a sudden they stand up and they've got this giant long banner, and it's got all these pictures on it. And I guess it says and it took 3 or 4 of them to hold it up. That's how long it was. So they're standing up with their banner. And then as there were different pictures on there, there was more than one family member, I guess. And every time that person would cross the stage, they'd hop up with their banner, so that they could see it. And that's fine. It just whatever. And then, but then there were air horns started. And I hate an air horn more. And I think it's fine. You want to cheer for your person. Well, the people behind us screamed so loud. I literally stuck my finger in my ear. It was just a reaction. And I'm like, I don't care if they saw that, because I was like, my gosh, y'all, like,
no.
Yay. Like, they were like they won something really exciting. And I was just, I don't know. So that got us talking about like just over the top, like the air horns, the bangers,
I mean, we've all been to sporting events where they blow the air horns and all of that, and that's fine. And yeah, it's fun to celebrate. But I guess the thing is you're blocking people behind you. You know how people stand up at a sporting event,
Yeah.
and there's not a rule.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a football stadium and people are standing in front of you, you have to stand up to see.
I guess for me, like I mean, I'm certain if you've brought a banner, you have scheduled a party to celebrate your student, right? So like I'm
Mhm.
not 100% sure why the banner had to come to the state, the arena.
I read.
Or why did the air horns have to make an appearance? I don't it said in the rules like you couldn't bring noisemakers and stuff like
I
that.
know, but
And
people,
we had to take clear bags this time, like we were going to a concert. So I'm not sure
yeah.
how they got the air horn in, but because they looked in my little clear bag. But
Well,
anyways, it's fine. Celebrate how you want. But that just got us talking about
mhm,
um, how extra
yeah.
things have become in
Now
different.
there's a yes, in different parts of the of celebrations.
Yes.
There's a air horn. I don't even know what you call it. I call it a it's like a tractor or a semi truck horn, and it's a looks like a speaker horn, and you just blow through it or pull the button, and it is loud.
I've
It's
seen
like
those.
a
It has like three or four little horns on it or something.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I'm thinking, why would you need that?
Well, I mean, I think that I have definitely been guilty of being over the top for certain things by all means. And I do love to throw a good celebration and a party. So I don't fault anybody for that.
No, no. But are you having the helicopter land on your neighbor's home? No, you
I
haven't
haven't done
landed in
that
your
yet.
home. I'm just saying, if because people do things like that.
Hmm.
You're not affecting other people when you're going over the top with your celebration.
Well, like
You know what
think
I'm
back when
saying?
you were kids. So of course, I mean, times are different. I get it.
Hmm.
I had little birthday parties, but it was just a homegrown birthday party. People came over. We probably only had cake and ice cream,
Hmm.
and we played pin the tail on the donkey. We
Yeah.
always had this game, and she'd put a big mason jar, and you would stand up and try to drop clothespins into it to see
Hmm.
who could get the most clothespins in there. We weren't. I think I had one slumber party and that was it because those are difficult as a young girl.
Oh yeah,
But
they are.
now, and I mean, we've been guilty of it too with Lewis when he was growing up. Now you've got the party places. I mean, the bounce houses. The Do you remember? This makes me think of this, and I know you were there when this happened. Speaking of over the top and birthdays, one year, this has been many, many, many years ago. Like we only had one building, and there was a
Hmm.
kid who
I
got
already
picked
know
in
what you're about to say.
in the afternoon in a
Yep.
hot pink limousine. Do you remember that?
No, it was a Barbie Hummer.
Okay, yeah, but it was hot pink. That's all I
It was
remember. And I'm
hot
like,
pink.
it rolled up to school and picked up a
It
gaggle of
did.
girls, didn't it?
It did. And those of us that were on bus duty or car duty were just standing there with our jaws open going, all righty then. And I mean, again, that's their business. It's none of our business.
I guess though you
We're
bring it
just
to school, you want people to see it. It's kind of performative, like, hey,
kind
look.
of, yeah, kind of. But I don't know. It was kind of pitiful because it was sitting there and like you said, this group of girls go to get on it, and all the other kids are sitting on the school bus looking out the window
Yeah,
like,
or kids that weren't
"Ah,
included. It was just
yeah,
I remember that. I was like, now that is ridiculous. That's too
yeah.
much.
It was over the top for sure. But bad decisions make good stories. So
We hadn't talked
and
about that one. It just hit me after we
yeah.
decided to do this. I was like, I wonder if she's going to remember the hot pink limo that pulled up at school.
Well, and we've all made bad decisions or whatever. We've all done it. I mean, I've had I bought the bounce house because it was cheaper to buy
Oh,
it.
I remember you did.
I did. I bought a bounce house. It
It
was
was in our living
tiny.
room for a while.
We moved the furniture, and I thought, you know what? Y'all just jump your guts out before you kill me. And they did. They jumped and jumped and jumped, and it was a lot. I mean, it was wonderful. It was a great decision at that time.
We came to, well, when Lewis was little, I had a sort of a every other year friend party rule that I don't even remember
Mhm.
like purposely doing that. It's like I didn't plan it out. It just sort of kind of naturally happened that way. Every year we had a family get together, no matter what, with the
Mhm.
grandparents and aunts and uncles and whatever. And then I remember when he turned 3, I invited a bunch of his little friends from the daycare over and they just played. It wasn't really a party.
Yeah.
And then
Cute.
when he turned 5, now I am guilty of this. I hired the balloon guy who is a former
Well,
student of mine because turning 5, that's a big deal. And
it
then um,
is.
at 7, we did the pump it up because everybody had to have a
Oh,
birthday party to pump
yeah.
it up.
If you don't
Um,
know about Pump It Up, listeners, it's just was an indoor jumpy place, and
yeah, it's not there anymore, but
it had a ball pit and a slide and a
yeah, they
like
love
a
that wall
jousting,
climbing wall thing. Yeah.
yeah, and a jousting thing, and that
But
was
then
where all the
after
middle
that,
schoolers went.
I don't recall doing anything else big, and I could be wrong, until he turned 13. Because that's a big
Hmm.
deal. And we had some guys over
Yeah.
and then when he turned 16, he just went and played airsoft with some of his buddies. But like there are people that every single year have these elaborate
Hmm.
parties with, I mean, the beauty bus will pull up and your 7-year-old can get a facial or what.
Oh, God.
I think that's
Yeah.
a real thing. And
No, it is. And it reminds
um
me of those giant dresses you get when you turn, what is it?
oh, quinceanera 15.
Quinceanera. Yes. And I mean, it's wonderful and beautiful, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But
Well, I think that's
like the
kind of part of their culture.
dresses, it is, and that's great. But the dresses just keep getting longer and wider and bigger. I think I saw something on TV. One of them had, you know, fish swimming in between, like it had water in it and it
Mhm.
had live fish swimming in it. And I'm thinking,
Interesting.
whoa,
Did you ever have
yeah.
anybody at school, like a parent, show up with a quote unquote birthday party at school for their kid?
Yes. And then until they cut them out because, yeah, because
I mean, like I've
the,
had one show up more than once with a full sheet cake.
mhm.
And this was before, of course, we couldn't have that kind of stuff. But and I remember being like, this, we're at school. But they were like, well, we're gonna have a free birthday party. And they would bring a
Mhm.
whole cake in, not cupcakes.
Mhm.
I'm talking a cake we had to cut.
Now, as a child, yeah, and like I didn't have paper plates lying around in
I mean,
my
yeah.
half the time we took those scratchy old brown paper towels and slapped a piece of
Heck
cake
yeah.
on it. But when I was little, you were talking about being little and not doing very much. Literally, my parents would send donuts to school for my classmates, and that was it. That would
Oh,
be
that's nice
like,
though. I like that.
but that was a big deal back then
Yeah.
because we didn't just buy donuts every two
Right.
days. And then I remember when I turned 5, we had a dress up party, or I did. And I had 4 little friends from pre K come over because we were heading to kindergarten. And there were neighborhood friends. We all dressed as our mothers. And I have a picture of it. I found it not too long ago. And we're all just sitting there like, "Ugh." And I vividly remember I took a Kleenex and put it in my mother's high heels in the toes
Oh, so
and
you could wear them.
wore
Aw,
her high heels. Yeah. And we put
that's
on
fun.
lipstick. Yeah, we put on lipstick and that blue Maybelline eyeshadow. It was lovely.
My
We were,
sister, I thought she always did a really good job of parties for her birthday parties for her kids because she did a lot of it. Like one year, my niece just wanted, I mean, she was little, she just wanted to have a neon party. And
oh
so
yeah.
I feel like they had, of course, they had, glow sticks. I feel like we put like neon. I don't know if we decorated shirt, and that's so
Yeah,
fun.
the
One year, my nephew
paint.
had, he loved sports, obviously, and it was the year of the Olympics. They had an Olympic party, and she did different things for that.
Perfect.
I was like, well,
Yeah,
that's fun and creative, and um, you
that
know,
is.
yeah. But anyways, we were just talking
Well,
about how different things have become as
well,
far as
I think it starts, at birth. So you're born, and that is a wonderful miracle, huge celebration.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't need a blow up stork on the top of my house to
You
let the
don't? I
world
just,
know.
oh,
No,
okay.
to let the world know that, hey, I just had a baby or whatever. Um, my dad was like, why don't the guys ever give out cigars anymore? And I don't know if that's coming back or if it just died out or whatever, but I always liked the little bubble gum cigars they would
Oh,
give
yeah.
out, some
Guess they
people.
did that
Yeah.
anymore. Well, no, because
I don't
now,
know.
Carol, they have gender reveal parties.
See,
Talk about something else over the top. I
this is why this is what I'm talking about. So then you're born. Well, before you're born, you got to
had a
be
party.
let the world know I'm coming and I'm going to be this, and then
You've shot off
and then
smoke bombs,
yeah,
fireworks,
yeah,
whatever.
cut the cake open, which it is cute,
Do
and
you
I
think a
love it and
lot
all
of this
that.
got
But
started because of the pressures from social media and Instagram?
uh,
Everybody wants everything to look. And listen, I think I like looking at it, and
absolutely,
I'm guilty
that's
of.
where. Well, half the ideas I steal, I get them offline, but
But
it
it's
doesn't
true. I
mean I'm
hadn't thought
able to
about
do
gender
them.
reveal parties,
But then you go from that to you graduate from kindergarten, and that's a big deal.
which you
And
don't
we saw
graduate from kindergarten. I don't. I hate
you
when
don't.
don't call it a graduate. You ain't grad. You just started.
I
You
know,
ain't
but
graduated from
then
anything.
we saw TikTok the other day, and I sent it to Stacy, and I said, "Look at this."
Oh yeah.
Literally, the parents had reserved the front row for the grandparents and the
Kindergarten,
whoever.
guys. Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. And they got there early and they had, well, here somebody came out of the corner of the screen, starts ripping hair. They are full on in the floor fist fighting
It was all
over
over social media. I'm
over
sure people saw it.
reserved
Fighting over kindergarten seats.
seats. I said, this is no, we're gonna have a discussion about this. It's ridiculous.
It was. I'm
But
like,
then
holy
you go
moly.
from that, then you have, sports events, dance recitals, all of that. You
Oh
have
yeah.
piano recital. I mean, those seem fairly calm, but I don't know. I guess they can be over the top. But I did see it where a kid, and kudos to him, he graduated with I don't know how many he had. He was hunkered over. He had so many
Chords.
ribbons and cords and honors. He had gotten over $800,000 in scholarships.
Oh wow. Good for him.
And I was like, yeah, good for him. I just seemed excessive. I don't know. I mean,
Darn you for
I mean,
being so
I'm all for education, but dang, he took it right on over the top there.
well.
Then, you go to, like I said, it starts at birth, and then you get to middle school and you graduate from fifth grade. And then you go to middle school, then you have the high school graduation. That's over the top. What do you do? How do you finally
Well,
top
that's why
yourself
people are
out?
having, weddings that cost $50,000, $60,000 these days, because they've got to have all the things.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I mean, I
Like,
do
how do you
like it to
top
an
it?
extent. I do like it. I love a theme. I love having a party, and I love celebrating somebody. I want to
Right.
try to keep it somewhat reined in. Like,
What?
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I'm just trying to think.
Well, you'd rather the ponies not be using the bathroom in your den,
We
right?
never I can say we never had live animals at a
No.
party. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know how they top it, because then after the high school, then you have the college graduation, then the wedding, and then the baby showers. And then I saw recently, I sent it to you, Stacy.
Hmm.
This poor woman had passed. They were, and it was like, if I've ever in my life seen a celebration of life, this was it. They
Mhm.
had a marching band. They had the woman on a float like it was homecoming.
Mhm.
And they're, playing the instruments and cheering and doing it. The casket was spinning on the float. And I literally was like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. And that it was blinged out, it was beautiful, all the
It's fun.
things. But I
Um,
said, and the guy was commenting, he goes, I'm not real sure if, he said, it looks like they're having a good time, but I think their grandmama's in there doing this. Like she kept hitting her head against the side of the casket because it was spinning. But I've never in my
I don't want to
entire
be
life,
spinning. Oh, that's funny. Well, back to birthday
gracious.
parties. I've got a story. And it's not
Okay.
so much over the top. Well, it ended up over the top because if any of my oh my, if my
Yeah, it's
kindergarten friends or teacher friends are listening, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. But a few years before I retired, we politely asked every year at the beginning of the year in kindergarten that if you were going to have a birthday party, we requested that you either A, send invitations for everybody in the class, or if it's a boy, only invite the boys, and if it's a girl, only invite the girls. Just because nobody likes not getting handed an invitation when somebody's passing them out, right?
Mhm.
And so, and every year somebody didn't follow the rules. And if the parents sent invitations and they had names on them, I would discreetly put them in the kids' folders and tell them not to take them out until they got home because they
Mhm.
wouldn't have. I typically wouldn't send them back if they had them labeled. But one year, I had a student, and he handed me some invitations. Number one, they were just printed photos that somebody had made with an
Mhm.
invitation on it. It didn't have an envelope. It didn't have anybody's names on it, and there weren't enough for everybody. So I said nicely to him,
Mm.
honey, I can't give these out. I don't have enough for everybody. There's no names on them. If you want to take them home, put names on them, send them back. I did not reach out to the parent because we had had several issues, and I was keeping my communication with this parent strictly school related. I'm not a birthday party planner.
Ah,
You know,
yes, you were.
and it's not my
Yes, you
job.
were.
So I told him that. Well, anyways, I never got the invitations back. And then about a week later, I get this scathing email, and she's mad because she didn't know they were in the bottom of his backpack and the party was the next day. And now people weren't going to get them and blah, blah, blah. So I said, well, send them back. And they had sort of scribbled some names on the back. And then because they were a photo, it had smeared. I couldn't read half of them. The reason I'm telling you this woman had put her TikTok handle on this invitation, and it was going to be held at one of these trampoline places, and the attendees had to pay to get in.
Probably $25.
Now, I've never been to a birthday party that somebody was hosting at a location where I had to pay my for my kid to go do it, right? Like
Mm,
if we
gosh.
hosted a birthday party somewhere, we paid it. So, if you're going to have
Mm,
an over the top party, and you're
mhm,
gonna host something, here's a little friendly tip. Don't
mhm.
charge people.
Well, you know what though? Since we're talking about going over the top, maybe that's what we should do. Start trending that and say, all right, we're having it like my grandson's about to start turn 2 in October. I'm going to say, okay, we're having a birthday party. I need everybody to bring $80 worth of pizza. I want you to bring $80 worth of pizza. I'll
Well, I
just,
won't come then.
well, then you won't see my grandson turn 2, will you?
I was like, that is so weird. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that in my life, ever.
It really puts people in a bad position.
Well,
I
I
hate
mean,
that.
this lady couldn't stand me at all. And
Um,
it's fine. And
mm,
my feelings were not hurt. But
well, that'll lead me to one other thing I saw this week being over the top. I don't know why it popped up or why I was looking at it. I was looking for something on Amazon. Well, oh, I know why. I was looking for a dog leash to put on the wall, a
mhm.
let out leash so my dad could hook his dog while he's standing up so he can hold his cane where the
Oh
dog
yeah.
won't knock him down. Well, I ended up tying it with a bungee cord and got the same result. But anyway, and these designer poop bags came up.
Designer, do I need
They
some?
were it was very cute. You would they did not come in pink. it was leather and it had the cute little handle and you clip it on the whatever while you're walking your dog. But like after you pull out the
Yeah.
side and tie up the little treasure, then you can put it in the little poop purse. I was like, are you kidding me?
Well, I guess you got to get it back to a location where you can dump it.
Well, you don't
A
want it
poop
all over your
purse.
hand. It was very cute.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I don't have one of those for
Um,
my dog. I wish I did.
I know. So I guess the theme of today is keep it simple, people. Let's calm it down. My
Well,
goodness.
calm down.
Y'all calm down. Like no more blow up. I don't even know what. Oh, I saw today. I was at work and I saw it said, which I'm sorry, this was cute, but it said, happy or congratulations, you're a big deal, and it was a giant dill pickle. And I thought, okay, now that's cute.
What was that on?
It was on a balloon.
Oh, on a balloon. That's funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of
giant
birthday parties,
pickle.
really quick before we go, has Ginger planned his second birthday party, and is it going to be over the top?
Not planned it yet, but it's sports themed, I believe. And no, we're going to have it in my basement.
Okay, I love that.
That's the plan right now because I have a kind of open concept basement. Going to just have family and I don't know, a couple of cousins, and that's going to be it.
Fun.
And hopefully, if it's warm enough, they can do like a water table or something.
Yeah.
Just because 2-year-olds
Don't do much.
they don't do much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sat in his high chair when he turned 1 and just looked around like he was in a state of shock.
My brother-in-law owns a business. And it's called 615 Sports Training in Mount Juliet, and you can do birthday parties there.
Yes.
And has Will ever worked any of the birthday parties?
He works a lot of them. In
Okay.
fact, he's working them this summer.
Well, they stay booked up because
Yeah.
it is a bargain for the price.
And the kids love it.
The kids love it, and they go in there, and the parents have to do absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And he will provide plates. He sets up table, and then he's got young kids there that run the party, and the kids are doing different sports things, and then
Yeah,
they'll
they'll
end
do
with a big dodgeball game.
Yeah, they do dodgeball and they do
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the
It's a
equipment
bargain
is.
for what you get, and I told him, I was like, you're gonna have to up your price because you're a good bargain in town. But yeah, he states, sorry, UPS is pulling in. What have I ordered? Oh, maybe it's for
Maybe a
dog food.
poop purse.
No, I haven't ordered anything. It might be your dog food. But yeah. So, anyways, I thought Will did work some of those parties sometimes.
He does, and he loves it.
But I
It's
have
a
a
lot of
friend, and she
fun.
has birthday parties there. She'll do the baseball team parties there because you literally show up with
Yep.
your cake. You can have pizza, whatever, and then you just wait till it's over. You have to do absolutely nothing. Everybody takes care
Yeah.
of it. That's my kind of birthday party.
See, that's what I'm talking about, people. Now we have a favor to ask all of our listeners.
Yep.
Stacey, you want to tell them about it? We're having a contest with ourselves that we're trying to.
Go
We're
ahead and tell
trying to-
them.
Well, we want to ask all of our listeners to please just pick between 2 and 5 of your friends to share our podcast with. So we're trying
Yes.
to beat our record of subscribers. So
Yes.
I thought if all of you could just share it with at least 2 of your contacts or more,
I
we would
post
appreciate
links to all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, and also YouTube. And I post links to them every week on my Instagram. And if y'all see that in the stories, if you want to share it, you have to be following me or Carol because I'll tag her. But and share it to your Instagram or your Facebook. We're just trying to get some word out,
Yes.
and our goal is to try to start getting some more followers, some more listeners. I mean,
Yes, we'd love some more listeners.
because we get a lot of
and,
feedback that people I have a friend, as a matter of fact, that was listening. She was like behind listening, so she was getting caught up. And I just got a text out of the blue. She's like, they still make the orange popsicles, and they're still cardboard because we talked about the
The push-ups.
because we buy them at Mike's Foodland. They're 99¢. And so that made me laugh.
I
So
love
it's fun to
it.
hear stuff like that. And we try to just be relatable. I mean,
Yeah.
so we would love it if you would share it. I love that, Carol. 2 to
Yeah.
5, just 2 to 5 friends.
Just between 2 and 5. Now, if you would like to go over the top and share with 10 of your friends, we're not going to be mad.
That you can be over the top about, okay?
Yes, yes. And we won't talk about it. All right.
I've
well,
loved talking with you today, Carol.
I love talking with you and appreciate all the listeners. Remember, don't make a fist. Start a list.
All right, see you next
See you
time.
next time.